Expect the unexpected. She's a sweet widow from Nebraska. He's an old metalhead with metal in his head and covered in tattoos. Now that's a twist. All right, what's up, Big Brother fans? We are here with a spoiler for you. This is BlindViews and
Totally Kathy.
And we're going to tell you real quick about the HOH competition, because when you guys watched the show, you saw the battle back, you've seen all that, but you didn't see the HOH competition. So what went on really was they were waiting until the After Dark show on Pop, until that was over. And once that was off the air, then they actually started the HOH, and the live feeds came on about 1:30 in the morning, my time. That's right, folks. I stayed up for you. It was rough. But it was the rope with the little round wooden thing. They stood on that and held on the rope and went around and around and around. And they had a giant pie that they slammed into. You know, other years they were holding on to different things and hit different stuff. What was a giant pie that was oozing cherry juice? Everybody had this red, nasty, sticky stuff all over them from slamming into this pie. And Casey, she had white pants on, not for long.
Oh, wow.
And then there was a mustard and a ketchup bottle, real big on the other side, kind of across from the big pie. And they'd come around, they'd slam into the pie, and they'd spin around. And then after a while, the ketchup and mustard would squirt and cover them with more stuff. And then some chickens started clucking in the chicken coop, and then feathers everywhere. And they were covered with, because all that sticky goo that they were sticking all over them. But that was pretty much it. That was the HOH competition. Now, KC, she wasn't feeling very well, because as they would hit, they would spin. So she was spinning this way as they were spinning this way. So she was getting a little ill, and she kind of lost her lunch once or twice. But she held in there. She was hanging in, but she was not feeling well. So real quick, no surprise, you know, the competition beast that he is, little JC, who couldn't win anything if you held a gun to his head. Yes, he was the first one to fall. So JC was, boom, down and out. He went over on the little bleachers that were off to the side where Angela, the outgoing HOH, was sitting, who couldn't participate. Well, JC was almost as clean as Angela was. Everybody else was covered in goo, but not JC. That's how early he fell. Sam, she wasn't feeling really great either with all the spinning, and she was the second one to hit the dirt, followed by, oopsie, Scottie. He was doing really well, hanging in there. All the goo wasn't as sticky as he needed it to be, a little bit slippery. He actually slipped off. He was doing a little position maneuvering, and he slipped off and fell. Brett, poor Brett, he was covered. I mean, he was getting, I think he had more goo on him than anybody else. He was getting just clobbered with that stuff. He was after Scottie. So that left Casey, who was sick, Haley, and Tyler. Well, Casey was hanging in even though she wasn't feeling well. She finally slipped off and fell, lost her footing, and she hit it, leaving Haley and Tyler. Now, both of them, troopers. When they were the last two, they were going around and around for a while. They both held on for a really long time. And after a while, the pie that was stationary, and they were just bouncing into it, and it started to swing forward like a tennis racket almost, and actually meeting them as they were coming around. And Tyler was getting whacked. You could really hear it really good. He was getting hit pretty hard. And one good time, Haley she got nailed, and she kind of let out a little whimper, and the camera zoomed in her, and she was wincing, said something about her neck or something, but she didn't take it too well. And they went around a couple more times, and then she got hit again pretty hard. And she said, "Is that all you got? Why don't you hit me harder?" Well, she shouldn't have said that because they went back around, and the next time that thing came out and hit her, and boom, as soon as it hit her, she was down. So Tyler won the HOH. But he jumped down and slid over through all the slime over to Haley, kind of gave her a hug and whispered something into her ear. I don't know. I couldn't make out what he said, but she definitely was a trooper. She hung in there. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe Tyler might say, hey, girl, you deserve not to go on the block after all that. Yeah. I don't know, but he gave her a little whisper, and then they helped him up, and boom, feed's cut. We went to fish. I waited a little bit longer to see if anything would pop up, but after about 10, 15 minutes, I was like, It was like almost 3 o'clock in the AM my time. So I was like 99 people, and I gave up the watching of the BB. But there you have it. Tyler is the new HOH.
Yay, Tyler. So come back tomorrow. We'll tell you all about who Tyler puts on the block, and we'll do a little more chatter about what's going on in that house. It's pretty crazy.
We'll tell you all about our thoughts of how the battle back went, and about Scottie coming back in the house, how that's going to affect things. And yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff tomorrow. So make sure you come back. But for now, this is
Totally Kathy
and BlindViews. And that's the way we see it.
What we do here is go back.